All right. What's up, my Taz Scam 2488 Neo Hippies? It is your man. I am here. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Check, check, check. 1, 2. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so your man is here. Let me get my headphones on so that we don't have to use the room sound. We can get all close. Now, yesterday, I said, you know what, this is going to be the last one like this until we start getting down. Well, I needed to do this one more thing, and then tomorrow we're going to mix this song down. I'm going to take this song from beginning to end. Tonight my daughter's going to drop the rap on it. I already wrote it out, kind of, but hopefully she'll have some extra stuff for me. She's not a rapper, but, you know, she usually puts in a few extra things in that kind of makes it all work for her father. So I'm going to do that because I wrote it for a girl to rap on. So we're going to be doing that. And then I'm just going to take this one through a full mix down. I'm going to mix it down. I'm going to make it nice. Well, thank you. That was funny. Thank you so much. Thank you. But I'm gonna mix down a whole song. We're gonna take this song, since I have a vocal on it. I don't even know why I didn't think about this yesterday. I think my whole idea yesterday was I need to run to the store, and we're getting the Thanksgiving stuff together. So, like I need to get to the store before all the stuff is gone, because somehow in the beginning of the month, I don't know, everybody has money or something like that. So I'm trying to get in there and get stuff because it's kind of hard to find things now. I'm just keeping it real, keeping it funky. It's kind of hard to find things. So that's why I didn't even realize I have songs with lyrics on it. I just want to show you everything that I can show you so that when we are working, you are not going to be confused about anything. And if you have any questions or you have anything that you could think of, I probably already did a live on it. And like I said, I will start having the actual videos up here also, so that you can go to a video that says mix down vocal track and, shows you the channel strip for the vocal track and how it works. All right. Now, yesterday I was supposed to come back, but let me tell you something. It's hard on the boulevard in them grocery stores, man. It's hard on the boulevard. But I am here today, and I think this is about my sweet spot, around 4 or 5 o'clock. So that's what I'm gonna do. About 4 or 5 o'clock, come on here, and we're gonna not only are we gonna mix this song down, but I'm gonna actually start doing music that I was trying to get done in the 90s. I'm going to do a lot of 90s stuff on this machine because it has that vibe. You know what I'm saying? It has that vibe. And if I come up with something new, I come up with something new. But I'm going to, the way I typically work is I'll start working on older things because I'm inundated with music. I'll start working on older things, and then all of a sudden a new song sprouts his head, or like Shades or somebody, or, Shades, not somebody, but Shades has given me a couple chord progressions, and those things have worked out. So we're going to get into this. I'm going to show you what I wanted to show you yesterday so that we can all be on the same page, no pun intended. And and when I'm working, you guys can either go back to other videos that I've done, or you can ask questions and I'll be able to answer them, because I really know this machine. I really know this thing. I know this thing very well. And it's amazing. I love this thing. Just like I said, I love this thing. And then I was hating it at one point, but I was still using it all the time. It was a girlfriend that, gives me the good love, but she always arguing with me, But here we are. All right. So yesterday I was showing you a smart practices for the channels mix down. So it's sort of like a channel strip. See, because here you have the ability to go in and mess with a few things per track, and there are 8 tracks to work with. So you have the ability to go in here and touch on the the low, mid, and high for your EQ. And you also have level, pan, mute, and delay and reverb, right? Yesterday, I was telling everyone that instead of doing that when you're mixing down, I want you to hit shift and all the tracks, the track that you're working on, because this is more like a channel strip here. So what you have is you have your track level, you have panning, you have reverb, delay, offset, and you have EQ, which you should have on. You have input gain, and you have the frequencies that go along with those high, mid, and low. I said them backward, but you know what I mean. Then as you get further down, right? That's the high frequency. You get further down, you can switch on pre or post for your compressor. Okay. So you can go ahead with pre, which is before, and post is after. I typically have it in post, but this machine, it resolves to where you were last, and the last place I was in pre. But I typically do this in post, and it's the MFX that you're going to be working with, and this is a compressor for this channel. Each one of these 7 have that compressor. And the thing I want to show you about the vocal is it doesn't have the compressor. Once you get to the high frequency, there's no more places to go, because the vocal track is different. All of these are the tracks in the vocal track, and you can level them and pan them, and you can add effects to them in a different way. So here you would go.
She had pretty green eyes with a big wide smile,
and then
a mother's child.
Let's stop that.
She was only my friend. She had to.
All right. So I did a preview, but you're going to hit edit and the track that you are on, right? You're going to click your value knob. I always turn it back because sometimes it's where I was last. So I'm sorry about that. But here you have the ability to send this information to a compressor, or, any of, the vocal processor, any of these 6 compressors, right? And any one of you I found, and I don't know if this is a glitch, but I found that I could use all of those compressors. You don't want to do that, but you could use them all on that one track. You don't want to do that because, you don't want to compress the hell out of something, but you could do that in theory. Now, when you got all these compressors here that you can go through, and you have the ability to use the MFX or, any of these compressors, or the vocal processor with those preset vocal processors, those preset vocal stems, lack of better words, but those presets. So any one of these tracks can be that. Any one of these tracks, you're able to do that. Okay, you can go in, click onto it, and like here, I'm using the vocal processor on this one, but I could easily change it to any one of these compressors and use the compressor. All right. Now, The other thing, when I was talking about the mix down and mastering, I was explaining that you mix down, you listen to what you have, and then you hit shift and mix down, and you go through these different processes that they have for you here in the mastering, because you're going to master before you print. So listen to your mix down. You can even print a copy of your mix down, take it off of there, listen to it, and then come back and print another copy with the master on it, with the mastering on it. And I'll show you how to do that. Tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and mix down and master. I'm not going to be in here trying to do the greatest job in the world. I just want everybody to know how to use this thing because it is amazing. And someone said it on one of the other videos, this thing has really good effects on it. I mean, the effects alone is worth the price. I'm just keeping it real. The effects alone is worth the price of the unit. And of course, it has the dopest sounds that you'll find on a box like this. I'm just keeping it real because Roland has good sounds. And sometimes I'll get paralysis because I'm sitting here. Okay, yeah, I can use that sound. I can use that one. I can use that one. I start writing shit. I start writing stuff down. Sorry, I started cussing. But what's up, Shades? What's happening, man? So we're going to really do this tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 16th. It takes us through the rest of the month. We're going to work on the song. I'm going to finish the one that me and Shades started working on.
I don't wanna get.
And then we're going to go to the next song and the next song and next song until I know that everybody has it down. And then I have another piece of gear that I want to, throw up here, which is the MPC, because I have it. My wife bought it for me. And I've read everything on it and I know how to do everything. So I want to be using them both so that people who have the MPC keys can learn some stuff, and the people who have this is my baby. I ain't gonna even lie to you. This is my girlfriend right here. She gives me the good love, but she also argues with me. She argues with me like you would not believe. But I do believe this. These next 15 days, from the 16th to the 30th, by the time I'm done doing whatever I'm doing with this, I think you're going to know everything you need to know about using this unit. Like I sample with it. But I don't do chops and stuff because, I can do it easier somewhere else. But I do sample, like I do play my guitar into it. And I might mess with it a little bit. But I'm not doing like some serious chopping on this because, there are easier ways to do it. But as far as recording onto it, this is a 1680. These 16 pads make this a 1680. The amount of space that you have to do your takes, like in my case, let's see, what would it say if I did it? Should I? Yeah, go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Look, I got 149. I got 149 seconds and 0.9. Okay, so I record with this thing a lot, but you can get a whole song done. That's all I wanted to show you. You can get a whole song done with this thing. And tomorrow, when I come in, we're gonna start getting down. We're gonna get this done. My daughter or my wife, either one of them, they're gonna put the little rap in there so that we can fill the whole song out. And I'm gonna mix it down. I'm gonna master it. I'm gonna put the fades on it. I'm gonna do all of the mess with the multi-band compressor. I'm gonna mess with more things than I need to mess with on this so that everything that you can do with it. And then I might put it up on SoundCloud or Bandcamp or something like that so that, you can give it a listen. Once you have printed out of this, pull out the card. The greatest thing about this is you can't do this with the MPC. You can pull out the card. And once you pull the card out, you can go ahead and take this information off of the card, take your print or your WAV file off of the card, put it into your computer and, make a CD from your computer. I have not done the whole CD thing on it, but I do burn CDs because I have an old school car and I still listen to CDs. You know what I'm saying? I still listen to CDs because it's a thing. But yeah, you can print a CD, but it's going to be a print from your computer. So if you have one of those old school computers like I do, you can burn that CD and, have your music on there and listen to it in your car. Or you can, take your file, your WAV file, put it on your phone, and then hook your phone up to your car. Because my car can do both things. So you can hook it up, put the song on your phone and then have it play through your car. And I'll tell you this much, the CD sounds good, but when you play it from your phone, it has a whole lot more bump. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Somehow, not somehow, the CD is like 41.1 and 16 bits. So, the CD is not prepared for the bump that you can get off of this joint. I'm just keeping it real. But look, this is also worth the money alone. You can take the card out and the machine doesn't say, hey, we can't work no more because the card's not in. I love this thing. I love it. I wish that Roland would make like the MV2 and do everything that I would like for it to, the extra stuff that I would like for it to have, because this is what I was waiting on. Like if I had not bought anything in the last couple years and I knew this was coming, half of the stuff that I have, I wouldn't even have it, because I would have been waiting on this, because I've been wanting those JV sounds. I've been wanting Roland sounds on my stuff, because I'm tired of going somewhere and we're all using the same VSTs, the VSTIs, and we're using the same VSTs too. The good thing about this is there are effects in here. The last time I sold, when I sold the last song I sold, guys like, okay, so I'm gonna need you to tell me what VSTIs you're using and what VSTs you're using. I'm like, I'm not using any of that. I'm using the Verselab MV1. He's like, oh man, what's that? I'm like, it's from Roland, and I'm using that because I don't want to sound like everybody else anymore. I'm done with that. I'm trying to use other stuff, even down to that MPC keys. It has different sounds on it, and people like to play the sounds down, but truthfully, those sounds are different from the sounds that you're hearing all the time. I'm tired of going places and we all have the same thing. This allows me to have a whole different way, a whole different approach. My microphones sound good through it. I don't tend to use any outside effects. I might ship the vocal out and manipulate it a little bit with the Melodyne or something like that, but not very much. This thing is fabulous. But I want to do this one more time. I want to show you, because that's the thing that I came back on today to show you. So tomorrow when it come on, we're going to just jump in. We're going to start working. I'm going to be on around 4 or 5 o'clock. I will ask my wife to show me how to, set it so that, it's already set and you guys know what time I'm coming on. Because I know a couple cats are from different countries, and like every time you come on, it's in the middle of the night. So I want to kind of make it nominal for everybody to be able to get on and get your sleep and stuff too. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have this, and I'm going to leave all these videos up here so that everybody can enjoy this and learn how to use the machine for real and not be joshed, lied to about what it can do. I'm going to show you exactly what it does and how well it does it. And everything else is up to you. Now, I'm going to go back to where I was. Yesterday, I showed you the channel strip way of mixing your song down. So from kick to instrument, you can hit shift and you will see more things that you are able to use. You have track level, pan, reverb, and delay offset. You have access to the actual EQ with the frequencies. So you can know what frequency you're using instead of this, where you're willy-nilly turning stuff up and you don't know what you're turning up. When you do this, you know exactly what frequency is on the low because you set it. You know exactly what frequency is in the mid because you set it. You know exactly what frequency is on the high because you set it, okay? But on the vocal track, you don't have access to the compressor. It stops at the last frequency. On kick through instrument 2, once you get to frequency, you have the option of turning on the compressor and deciding whether you want pre or post for your MFX, and then you can get into that compressor and start working on your compression. Like I said earlier, if you're doing like I did or like I do, yeah, I can come on at 6 p.m. That'd be cool. Now, if you do like I do, when I'm tracking these things, like, let's see, what's here? When I'm tracking stuff, I'll just go to the drums. I tend to go in here and decide where I want these velocities to be so that I don't have to use a compressor. But if you are lazy, no, not lazy, but if you are like, I ain't doing that, then you can go into your song and you can go ahead and put your compression on afterward and, squeeze everything in. You still might want to squeeze everything in if you did the thing that I do, because somehow when you compress, especially drums, you can make them sound sweeter and closer together. And the same thing here when you go ahead into this mastering and you're able to get on this multi-band compressor, you're able to sweeten up your product a little bit better. These effects, I'm just going to keep it real with you. I was amazed when this fade out, you won't hear the fade out. Once again, you won't hear that fade out until you're mixing down, until you're printing. But I showed how to get a good fade on it, so you have a video for that. I just want to reiterate that. And you're welcome, man. You're my boy. We got a thing going on. We got these songs that we're going to be working on. Now, this multi-band compressor, I want you to be very timid when you're using this because you don't want to screw up your thing. But, use your ears, because all of this is old school like a mug. You're going to have to use your ears. You're not going to be able to visually, see the wave doing what it's doing. You're going to have to use your ears. And that's the greatest thing about this. When you start sweetening up your EQ, you got 5 bands. Don't lose your goddamn mind, okay? Touch something if you need to touch something. Don't touch something if you don't need to touch it. You don't have to just add EQ willy-nilly, even though Well, put them bad boys up here because I'm ready. Because sometimes people can, when you EQ things, you want things to still sound like they're natural instruments and stuff, like the way it sounded when you started playing with it. You don't want your information to start sounding squeezed up, okay? And sometimes people will EQ. I was in a session with a cat, and we had this thing done. This was a done deal. We'd been there a long damn time. This was a done deal. I walked away. I went used the restroom, and that was the worst move I could have made. I should have printed. I should have saved. He went and willy-nilly EQ'd everything. I came back in the room, and everything sounded squeezed up. It sounded like it was trying to pressure through a old school radio or something. I'm like, why did you mess with it? And he's like, oh, I just wanted to, because I didn't think it was, had enough bump. I'm like, it has no bump at all now. Don't EQ. Don't lose your mind. Small moves. Take moves back. Put moves out of the way and then put them back. You know what I'm saying? Because just because something got louder doesn't mean that it's better. Make the moves incrementally, okay? Don't lose your mind in EQ world, okay? Then the next thing is the limiter. This limiter is amazing. It does one damn thing. It gets loud, okay? So you set your threshold and, you set your ceiling and that's it. It's gonna go. It's gonna go. This limiter is amazing. The effects on this thing, this thing has effects for days, okay? and they work good. I used these mastering effects with the Tascam because I'm like, let's see if I can run the Tascam through this and see what it does. It did a great job, keeping it real. Yeah, and in the old days, cats wouldn't tell you about them, compression secrets for them drums because when I was coming in, I'm like, I would go up to New York where you are. I'd be like, how y'all drums sound like that? And them dudes would not open their mouth. It was like even somebody who would want to tell me looked like his mouth was on lock. Like, don't tell that dude from the South what you doing with these parallel EQs these parallel compressors and don't tell them what we do with that EQ to make it muddy sounding. I'm like, you're peeling these drums off a record, so I know they already sound a certain way. What's the other thing you're doing? It took years for me to find that out. It took me to keep going up there and find out the puff sound was parallel compression. The RZA sound was parallel compression. You know what I'm saying? And a little thing that I won't even talk about with the EQ. But I understand your thing with the compressor on the drums because you are from New York. And so you probably can tell me something about that too. You probably can finish up the thing that I thought I learned. But yeah, and you don't want to compress the hell out of things either. You really want to be sparing with all of this stuff because you can go crazy even on this little box. You can go crazy. You can go crazy with this little thing because there's so much you can do. Like, you got a knee in here. You got gain. You can make up the gain and stuff. Sometimes, I find myself doing some stupid stuff also, and I have to, tell myself, I have to stop it. But we're going to get in here tomorrow and we're going to actually mix this doggone thing down. I'm going to mix it down. I'm going to master it. I'm going to take it to the car. I might even grab the phone and, show y'all me going to the car to listen to it and then coming back in saying, and fixing it up again. I want to show you everything that you can do with this. And right now, I think just off of these last 15 videos or however many videos I have up here now, you probably know how to use this thing way beyond where you probably were. I hope, not pat myself on the back, but I just want to offer help because I knew from my emails that people got the thing and they read the manual and they still couldn't put it together. And I wanted to be the person that, be one of the persons to show you exactly what it does and not just be on here because somebody paid me to show you some things, but not show you all the stuff. I want to show you all the stuff that it can do. And then when when we're done, I want to hear y'all music. I want to come up here and you send me your track and we play it and everybody listen. That's what I want. I want to really get in and we, we're the Verselab game for right now. And this is a good place to be. This thing has a sampler. This thing has effects. It has a recorder on it. This is where to be. This is, if someone asked me, what do you think I should get if I was getting hardware? I'd be like, thank you, man. I would be like, get a Verselab. And then go on my channel and watch all the videos. Get a Verselab, and I'm showing you everything. I'm hoping that I'm breaking it down well enough so that anybody could get one of these and know how to use it in a month or less than a month. If you watched all the doggone videos by the time we're finished with this month, you know how to do it. You wouldn't even have to think about it. You just, oh yeah, it came on. It's on song. I'm going to put it on sequence. I'm going to sequence some stuff. And then I'm going to go to section. And then I'm going to stretch, this 4-bar loop all the way to 16 bars. And then I have another piece where it's just a pre-chorus. I'm going to drop that to 4 bars. You'll just be running through this thing. That's my goal for people, to just run through it. Go into song. I'm going to set up my song. And then I got some singing I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my vocal track. I'm going to go to here and I'm going to put the vocals. I'm sending it through this. I'm going to send it through that. That's where I want people to be, where you just know what to do with this. I think the biggest thing was people were coming on, showing you stuff. And, we live in a world where people, will lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be nice. They'll lie to you and not show you stuff. And, I want to show you everything. Show you all the things that it can do. I'm not going to hide anything. If I pull a vocal out of here and, put it in Melodyne, I'm going to tell you, yeah, I put it in Melodyne. And then I'll ship that bad boy back in. And now we're here, Or if I put some real auto-tune on there, yeah, I did that too. But there's an auto-tune on here. So, you don't have to really do much. There's auto pitch here, but you can also do this and go to common, enhance, EQ, and there you are, tune. You can turn the tune on and you can work it just like auto tune. You got soft or hard, soft, hard. You got robot. I wouldn't use robot unless I was doing something, like I was, doing something. I got to make cleaner videos, man. But that would be good. But I got to make cleaner videos for it to do that. And then there's electric, and then you can, I'm not going to choose that one. Then you go in here and you can choose the key. You can go chromatic. You can choose the key. You know what I'm saying? There's just so much. I don't know why I would pan it. I don't know why it would be panned, but you choose the format, whether you want it to be like, older man or a crazy sounding bot or something like that. But it has auto tune on it. It has the speed and stability and everything. These are the things that I'll go in depth on for the rest of the month. And then, of course, the mix down and mastering. Every time we do a song, I'm going to do the whole song and finish it. I'm trying to do songs that I have lyrics to. Now, if I don't have lyrics, that's an opening for people who are lyrically inclined. You're poetic. You can send me some lyrics and we can, kick it back and forward and make a song together, and we're going to copyright that one together, Or if somebody wants to sing the part and send me your vocal and I'll just ship your vocal in, because I don't want to sing them all. I mean, you can sing them and I can just be the, producer in that. We do a Zoom call and I'll produce you. I'll tell you, hey, no, not like that. Stop. But here we are. I'm gonna stop by at 6 for my man Shades. Since he gave us a time, we're gonna stop by at 6, and that's 5 o'clock your time, actually. I mean, 5 o'clock my time, 6 o'clock your time, right? Something like that, because I think you're an hour ahead of me. But I'm gonna stop in. We're gonna knock this bad boy out. We're gonna take it all the way to the limit. And I'm going to do everything that I possibly can to make it work for everybody. Because just like I said, if they did an update and it worked for me, I'll make it work for everybody. Well, they did an update and this update works for me. It's not everything I wanted, but it works for me. So I'm going to make it work for everybody. I said that, and I'm going to stick to that. Now, anybody has any questions, leave the question on the video, because your man don't be going to his email as much, at least that email as much, I'm more like, okay, I see the comment on the video, I'll go ahead and do something or something like that. But leave it on the video and I guess it's engagement also. So go ahead and leave it on the video for me, and I will respond to it. I'm up here. I've been up here stronger than I have. So I'll see you guys on tomorrow. I won't hold you too long tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we're going to get this done. And from this point off, from the 16th to the 30th, even on Thanksgiving, I'm going to stop by. We're going to work on something, and we're going to get it done. There's no secrets. I've told you just about everything that, it can do. And now we're just going to go through getting it done and best practices on certain things like the auto tune and the EQs and stuff like that. So the biggest thing is, I'll say this because all of my engineering brothers told me this: use your ears, not your eyes. Have a good one, Shades. Good night, everybody. I'll talk to you on tomorrow. Tomorrow is when it really goes down. I'm going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen for everybody. See you tomorrow.